we are now here. Thank you for joining us. But we are now here on our final Series 1 episode.
Yep.
Of our Powered by People After the Mic Drops wrap. This is our rap passing.
Rap. Oh, that's it. Well, we're certainly we're in the bike mood. Cheers.
We are.
And we're in the family pub.
We're in the family pub.
Rising Sun
in Essex. If you say Rec Club on the bike, get 10% off all.
10% off all.
So 50 now. But yeah, we want
to one free Bacardi Breezer.
Oh, what a drop! A Bacardi Breezer. You've always wanted to do an episode in the pub.
Yes.
And it felt like a very...
Well, I don't know whether I just wanted to do an episode or have an excuse midday to get pissed. Either way, we're in the pub.
But now felt like the right time. It's very festive. It's Christmas. So we're going to answer some questions, right?
Absolutely.
As pose some probing questions around Series 1. So we're going to have a drink, kick back, and answer those questions. So this is the time to grab your drink, kick back, and enjoy.
Boredom. No, we wanted to do something a bit different, didn't we?
Yeah, we love podcasts, don't we? Everybody listens to them in and around our business, and we thought there was a gap, right?
Yeah.
I think there's loads of business-related podcasts, there's recruitment-related podcasts, but never do the two kind of mix. So in the world of AI and automation and robots taking over everything, we want to focus on the people, right? Like day in, day out, we deal with people, hence the Powered by People podcast. So we wanted to give the people behind the scenes a platform to talk.
Right? Yeah.
Have a chat with them, right?
And ultimately give ourselves a platform, right?
Yeah.
To
sell.
To learn, share. And like, I think you've got to be a little bit more experimental with marketing, with business development, with networking. In this day and age, you can't rely on sort of what we were doing 10 years ago. So, I mean, we thought we'd try something new.
Definitely. To say to sell is a bit of a flippant response, but...
Well, just to confirm, we haven't sold anything yet, so... if anyone's up for it, we're up. We're definitely here to the sell.
But you're right. It's if we could give ourselves a platform to talk, and from a commercial point of view, get more eyes, more people engaged with our brand.
Yeah.
We're trying to achieve as the Rec Hub. Then great. But ultimately, it goes back to the point of the title. Right? It's about Powered by People.
And I've always dreamed of being an influencer. So I don't know what that term means, but it sounds pretty cool. And most kids want to do it now. So I'll give it a go.
Why not?
Well, I mean, recently, as in yesterday or the day before, was a stark reminder of our first podcast where I nearly died en route to it.
Yeah, we both
nearly died. We were both quite ill. Well, wasn't actually ill. You were just dying. I passed out on the train on the way in. You got to make it happen, right? It will be all right on the night. It will always. But that was memorable.
I mean, you've done obviously pretty much every episode. You've recorded on location. You've been in.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Steve's Whiskey Bar.
The overall experience has been really, really good. Like, we've learned so much. Each and every episode, we learn something new. We learn something new about how we're filming it, how we're producing it, how we're editing it, how we're approaching the conversations. The biggest thing that I need to learn, full stop, is I've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and probably let my guests speak more than I do. Yeah, I'd say some of the trips to Berlin, but not because they were any better, but because it was just something different. Where I live in London, going to Berlin and filming was cool. Yeah, what about you?
I think my most memorable moment probably came outside of the podcast itself, was when my cousin randomly just mentioned, "Oh, I saw your podcast the other day."
Yeah,
like things where people were picking up on stuff we're doing, and obviously somehow the algorithms must have favoured us on that day and it got put in front of someone that might be interested.
They must just not be subscribing.
So, like, share, follow, subscribe, love.
Like, share, follow, subscribe.
But yeah, I think that was a cool moment. Other cool moments or memorable moments have been bringing in a couple of guests that I worked really closely with and got a hell of a lot of time for, in Gemma and Amar, getting them on the podcast. That was both two nice moments.
Yeah, they've gone full circle, sort of having worked with people. They've gone their own. You've all gone your own separate ways, and then
Still having cool stories to tell,
and then coming back together to tell that story.
Yeah, so that was nice.
Yeah, I think I suppose I'm just used to talking all of the time, and having a guest on a podcast is their moment, right, to share their story. And although we're very conversational on the podcast, I think I probably would like to learn to listen more. That was my biggest challenge.
Yeah, good one.
As well as sometimes it can be very time consuming when where we have made a commitment to travel to, and film all of our podcasts in person. It can sometimes be a challenge to basically, in some circumstances, write off the day for a single podcast. But yeah, other than that, I think it's a great investment. It's an investment, yeah.
I think my biggest challenge, other than ensuring producer Rosie doesn't forget something on like a regular basis, would be getting over I guess you could call it imposter syndrome, getting over that fact that in my head I'm like, people don't care what we say, but that one cares about us. Even if they don't, who cares? But clearly 7 people do.
Yeah, 11 though.
11, we're in double figures. But I think that was a challenge, is kind of having generating some confidence in order to properly host and give our guests, fantastic guests, that platform to talk. So
yeah,
probably more of a personal challenge than a restaurant podcast challenge.
I love this with Catherine Lightfoot when we were talking about the gender pay gap, because I think it's an area that I was maybe quite undereducated in.
Rose had some good points on that as well, didn't she?
Yeah, and I think that Catherine brought a lot of light to what it actually means. It, not necessarily just men get paid more than women or whatever, and sort of broke that down really well. That was a cool topic. And Manjori's personal branding topic for me was really good. I think she gives an amazing account of it goes through the process, like why is it important, what's the benefits, but then also like how she's actually got about
tactics and takeaways in it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna give slightly more kind of holistic answer, in that the theme that stuck with me is, regardless of job role, location, industry, a lot of people's issues were similar.
Yeah.
Right, there was a lot of stuff about communication within business, or managing upwards or downwards, and stakeholder management, all those kind of common themes.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of different people on the podcast, right? But there was a lot of similar narratives that run through every episode. So I think the fact that sometimes what we feel defines us or makes us different is actually the stuff that brings us together.
Yeah.
And it's the stuff that is similar running through people in the industry.
I hope it makes them laugh. I hope because the whole thing's a fucking job.
I hope they feel sorry for me. Obvio, Rosie.
Fuck all of you.
Never.
I hope that, it brings a smile to some people and some people have a giggle. I hope that we were able to create, like Ben's mentioned earlier, a platform where people could learn something, a takeaway here and there. And to some degree just learn about somebody different that potentially is in their network, and so increase and improve the guests' profiles, and because they're all, every guest that we've had on are doing something really, really cool, And I would love for them to be recognised for that through sort of increased exposure in their profiles.
Definitely. Similar to the last answer, I guess, I think I'd love people to take away the fact that you're not alone. Like, in your challenges at work, whether it's you're battling against gender pay gap, you can't improve your personal brand, you don't feel like you're being taken seriously in your role, struggling coming back from maternity, you're trying to upscale the TA team, whatever that problem is, there is somebody out there at a senior level that is also having that problem. Like, you're not alone in those issues. There's always somebody you can reach out to, and hopefully, well, actually, I know a lot of the people that we've had on as guests are super approachable, right? So if there's any topics that have really hit a nerve or you need support with, then I'm sure all of our guests would be more than happy to sort of spoken to or reached out to. So yeah, I think that's how I wanted Series 1 to impact on people. That a problem shared is a problem halved, right? Yeah, a lot of these problems that people are having are also common thread throughout a lot of businesses.
It'd be great, I think, if anyone is listening, to maybe write in comment on things that they have.
Right in. Well, like a message.
Like, what do you say? What do you say to the stamp? You just send Santa a letter to talk about. No, basically just let us know what you've enjoyed, what you would like to see in series soon, because we've got a whole host of guests lined up for a new series, probably in February or March time.
I'm excited.
And we've got like everything we've learned in series 1, we're trying to build upon in the next series. So yeah, it'd be great for our listeners' input, what they've enjoyed, what you would like to see more of. Yeah, be great. Write in, postbox, all that shit. Great guests, new locations,
More structure, dare I say?
yeah, I think we're going to work on how we actually produce the show a little bit.
Yeah, that's a new producer.
Upgrade that motherfucker. Hopefully get a checklist so that we don't forget things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Said you, not
Sorry. What we're going to do is to remind you of things, not to forget.
But I think that more structure that goes to our guests and our listeners as well, right? I think we've never done this before.
Yeah.
I think we should be really proud of ourselves, the amount of fantastic people we've had on.
Yep.
As well as the few listeners we've had.
Yep.
Which has grown.
Let's be honest, we've had a few thousand listeners over the series. We've got, a number of, subscribers across all the different platforms now. And I'm really impressed with everything we've done. With almost little to no planning. It was like an ad hoc idea that we ran with, filming on iPhones. And I think it's gone so incredibly well. We're really, really proud of it. And I'm just really looking forward to building upon that. Some of the guests that we've had have loved the podcast itself. And I think we're just hopefully going to continue getting... The main thing is guests, right? We're going to continue getting fantastic people who are knowledgeable across all topics in people and leadership. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to, is diversifying the guest pool.
Yep.
The Series 1 was really focused around, TA and heads of leaders of TA, and that won't change, because when you're looking at people in business, that's a huge part of it. But I definitely think we want to get, we've got, opportunities to have guests that are more at sort of general leadership levels, which I think will be really exciting to get their perspective on how people have influenced their roles. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, same.
So whilst you're wrapping up your Christmas presents, we're going to wrap up the podcast. Series 1 is done. We have had, this is debatable because we haven't counted it, between 19 and 25 guests. Reason being, there were a few events that we went to, and there were a bunch of guests included in those events. But We've had in excess of 20 guests across the series. Some amazing people with amazing experience who have told all from that experience on diversity, equity, inclusion, the gender pay gap, workforce planning, managing upwards, how to get the C-suite on board, a whole host of other things, business-related, people-related topics. We hope you have enjoyed the podcast. We certainly have. It's been a real ride, a learning journey. We have faked it till we made. Well, we haven't quite made it yet.
Yeah.
We're continuing to make it.
Series 1.
Guys, we hope you've enjoyed it. If we can ask one favour for anyone listening,
Christmas hope.
a Christmas gift to us, a Christmas wish
In our stocking, it would be.
to like and subscribe across whatever channel you are listening on. It really does make a difference. It enables us to continue attracting amazing guests. It enables us to continue pushing the platform to a broader audience, and allows us to get bigger and better as a production. And we want to continue doing that for you guys. We want to go to new countries, new places, new people, all really exciting stuff. So if you've enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. It means a lot. We thank each and every one of you. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.